Hi guys, let's look at computer studies theory. That is the November 2023. That is this year. Or if you are watching in 2024, then we can talk of last year. This is paper one or theory. Remember, this is the paper that carries a lot of marks. So we usually have some instructions that candidates usually ignore. So you must write your name, you must sign. Also, it's important for you to note that this paper consists of section A and also section B, whereby later on we shall see the difference between section A and section B. Also ensure that all papers are printed, do not remove any page, and also use English. So guys, these are the questions that were brought in KCSE, that is in KCSE 2023. State the meaning of each of the following terms used in computers. We have 1 mark. We have data, we have byte. Remember, for you to pass in paper 1, you must note where the question, which topic the question comes from. So our first question is state the difference between data and byte. So we have our marking scheme here, a very comprehensive marking scheme. So guys, here we shall look at what is the difference between data and byte. So data refers to information that is stored, processed, or transmitted in a form that can be interpreted and used by a computer. Some books will tell you that it is unprocessed information or information that doesn't have meaning. On the other hand, we have a byte. What is a byte? A byte is a unit of digital information storage and information. It is a group of 8 binary digits. So the keywords here, guys, is that a byte is made up of 8 bits. It is actually 8 bits. So there you score 1 mark. Then we have question number 2, guys. We have question number 2. Question number 2, list 4 peripheral devices that may get powered from computer ports. So the keywords here are 2. We have peripheral devices. You must understand what is peripheral device. Number 2, you must know which devices are powered by computer ports. We have 2 marks. So what are the expected answers there? So here we have so many gadgets that can be powered by ports. We have USB powered external hard drives. We have USB powered printers. We have USB powered speakers. We have USB powered light emitting diodes or LEDs. We have USB powered fans. We also have hubs. We have wireless adapters. We also have USB powered charging stations. So guys, you can get copies of this marking scheme after contacting me on my WhatsApp number is just below this video. Then guys, we have the next question, question number 3. State 3 requirements that a computer system must have in order to be used for video conferencing. Guys, you must know where this question comes from. This question comes from Form 4, Application Areas of ICT, where we learn about video conferencing. What is video conferencing? For you to understand the requirement, you must know what is video conferencing. So guys, what are the answers expected in question number 3? So here, in our textbook, that is in our Longhorn, we shall be getting the answers like gloves, bodysuit, virtual reality software, and headgears. But I have gone ahead and expounded the answers. So, even if those answers are correct up there, you can specify them as follows. We have hardware requirements, where we have the processor, we have the memory, we have webcam, we have microphone, we have speakers or headphones. Also, we need an operating system. We need internet connection. You can agree with me that you cannot do video conferencing without internet connection. You also need a web browser or a dedicated application. You can have a web browser like Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, etc. You also need to have video conferencing software. Here you can talk about Zoom, you can talk about Microsoft Teams, Skype, Google Meet, etc. The most used are Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet. We also have graphic cards, where not always a strict requirement, a dedicated graphic card can enhance video rendering and overall system performance during video conferencing. You also need a display. You can talk about a projector or a big monitor. You also need to have security measures, also background noise control. You need to have background noise control, and also you need to have a stable power supply. So those are also answers that are supposed to be accepted in that question. Then the next question, question number 4, explain each of the following terms used in computer display unit. 2 marks, 2 marks. So this is Form 1, topic number 2, computer systems, where we need to have the definition of the term pixel and resolution. What is the difference between a pixel and resolution? Pixel is a short form for picture element. It is the smallest controllable element on a visual display unit, such as computer monitor, TV or television screen, or a smartphone display. When you talk about a pixel, it is the smallest element of a picture that makes a picture. That, just like we say in biology, that human body is made up of cells. A cell is the smallest unit. So a pixel is also the smallest unit of a picture. Resolution refers to the number of pixels that a display can show in terms of width and height. So the more the pixels, the sharper the resolution, or the more the clarity. So when you talk about the resolution, you're talking about the number of pixels. Here we are awarding 1 mark each. Question number 5. A company purchased a computer software. State 3 reasons why the company should be provided with the software documentation during the purchase. Here, the question is asking the importance of software documentation. So, if you don't know what is a software documentation, then you are not likely to get the answer. Remember, this is topic number 3 in Form 3, System Development, when we talk about the types of documentation. On the other hand, it can still be topic number 2, that is elementary programming principles. Somewhere we talk about the user documentation, the programmer, and the operator documentation. So, what are the importance of software documentation? Why are you supposed to be given documentation when you buy a software? So, these are the expected answers. Number 1, installation and setup. The documentation will explain to you how to install and set up the software. Number 2, it will train you, so user training and support. Number 3, there is compliance and legal understanding. When you have a documentation, it will tell you the extent to which you can share that software. That is the compliance and legal understanding. So basically the 3 main points here are that the documentation will help you to know how to install and set up the software. It will train you or help you to train your users, and also it will help you to be compliant with the legal understanding. Then we have question number 6. Question number 6. State 3 reasons why computers in operations require reliable power supply. So, what is the key point here? It is the reliable power supply. Why do computers require reliable power supply? So these are the answers. Number 1, it is to prevent data loss. Sudden power outages or fluctuations can lead to unexpected shutdowns of computers. Without a reliable power supply, there is a risk of data loss and corruption. So basically, the first answer is prevention of data loss. Number 2 is system stability and performance. Computers are designed to operate within specific voltage and power parameters. Fluctuations or interruptions in power can destabilize the system, causing crashes or freezes. A reliable power supply helps maintain stable voltage levels, ensuring consistent and optimal performance of the computer and its component. So here, number 2, we are talking about system stability and performance. Number 3, prevention of hardware damage. This is self-explanatory. You'll notice that computers are made up of electronic devices that use electricity. So power surges or fluctuations might burn them up or destroy them. Also, business continuity. You can imagine a situation whereby power goes off. That means there is no business that will go on. So, business continuity. Data integrity and security. You have learned about what is data integrity and security. So, abrupt power interruptions can lead to incomplete write operations, potentially compromising the integrity of stored data. You'll notice that if you are copying a movie, then power goes off, you may notice that the movie will play up to where the power probably went off. Then the rest becomes blackout. Protection of investments, that is self-explanatory. Also mitigation of work disruptions. When power goes off, work disruptions is expected. Then we have question number 7. State 2 uses of computer simulation in education. This is application areas of ICT, that is Form 4 work, simulation. What is simulation? So if you don't know what is simulation, you're not likely to get the answer. So state 2 uses of computer simulation in education. When you talk about simulation, simulation allows students to conduct experiments and explore scientific concepts in a virtual environment. So here you are trying to do something that is not really real. So we have scientific experiments at laboratories as one application area or one use. Number 2, medical and health training. Remember, we are talking of education. Also, when we are training medics, we are giving them education. So simulations are used in medical education to train students and healthcare professions in realistic scenarios. Medical simulations can replicate surgeries, patient interactions, and emergency situations. So that is medical and healthcare training. That is, when we talk about training, we are talking about education. Engineering and technical training. In engineering education, computer simulations are employed to teach concepts related to mechanics, electronics, and other technical fields. Students can experiment with different designs, prototypes, and observe the effects of various parameters in a controlled and virtual reality. You can imagine a session whereby you're trying to train drivers on head-on collision. Then you are using simulation to show the impact. Business and management simulations. Simulations are used to teach business and management concepts by replicating real-world scenarios. Also, we can talk about environmental studies. Simulations help students explore environmental scenarios, such as impact of human activities on ecosystem, climate change, and conservation efforts. They can manipulate variables, observe outcomes, and understand the complex interactions within environmental systems. Guys, for you to internalize this marking scheme, you can just contact me in WhatsApp. Then guys, on the other side, you can also talk about that is the social sciences and behavioral studies. Simulations in social sciences allow students to explore human behavior, societal dynamics, and historical events. You can also talk about language learning. Language learning simulation provides immersive environmental for practicing language skills. You can practice a certain language using simulations. Mathematical and computation modeling. You can also talk about training for emergency services, flight and driving simulators. So there are millions of answers that a student would have given on this question number 7. Then we have question number 8. State 2 database objects that may be used to modify a record in a database. Guys, you must understand the question. The question is database object that may be used to modify. So the key word here is to modify a record in a database, not database objects. Because some guys may have just probably given just a database object without really bearing in mind the question is used to modify a record. So which are these database objects? You can use a form. You can use a form to edit or to modify data. You can use macros. You can use query. You can use datasheet view. You can also use Visual Basic for application or VBA or modules. Then we have the next question, number 9. Differentiate between menu-driven interface and GUI and graphical user interface in respect to operating system. 2 marks. This is Form 1 Rust topic operating systems. That is types of operating system based on human interaction. That is human user interface or user interfaces. So what is the difference between menu-driven and GUI? So here, menu-driven typically present options in the form of text-based menus. User navigate through a series of menus by selecting options using arrow keys or other input devices. So here the basic thing is that when you're talking about the menu-driven, when for example I click on this one here, you see you get some menus. That is a menu-driven interface. Whereas there is the graphical user interface or GUI. These ones use icons. Icons are small pictures representing commands. It uses buttons, it uses windows and images to present options and actions. User interact with the interface by clicking, dragging, dropping visual elements. Then, when you can probably explain more, like when you talk about interaction, user interaction, menu-driven interface, interaction is primarily through keyboard commands. When we talk about GUI, interaction is more user-friendly using pointing devices, e.g. mouse. Then we can talk about accessibility. Menu-driven interface can be more accessible for users who rely on keyboard input or screen recorders, whereas GUIs may provide a more visually engaging experience but might pose challenges for users with certain disabilities. However, efforts are made to enhance accessibility in modern GUI designs. When we talk about resource usage, menu-driven may be more lightweight in terms of system resources as they rely on text-based displays and fewer graphical elements, whereas GUIs can be more resource-intensive due to the graphical elements, especially when running graphics-intensive applications or animations. So guys, for you to internalize more in this marking scheme, you need to have a copy of it. Then we have state 3 difference between impact printer and non-impact printers. We have 3 marks. Remember, this is Form 1 second topic. We have types of printers. So state the 3 difference between impact printer and non-impact printers. That is question number 10. So when you talk about impact printers, these are printers that use striking mechanisms to create characters on paper. Whereas non-impact printers, these are printers that do not use striking mechanism in terms of just being simple and clear instead of explaining so much. But for you to internalize more here, you can have the marking scheme. Like for example, when you talk about impact printers, we have examples like dot matrix and laser wheel. Whereas when you talk about non-impact, we have printers like racer and thermal printers. When you talk about noise levels, impact printers are noisier, non-impact printers are quieter. They are quieter. When you talk about print quality, impact printers like dot matrix can produce carbon copy forms and multi-part documents. The print quality is generally lower. When you talk about non-impact printers, usually of a higher print quality, especially in terms of sharpness and clarity. When we talk about speed, impact printers are slower, non-impact printers are faster. When we talk about printing speed, maintenance, impact printers may require more maintenance because of the physical wear and tear associated with the striking mechanism, whereas non-impact printers generally require less maintenance. Lastly, when you talk about cost, impact printers are more affordable. Non-impact printers are expensive because of the consumables like toner cartridges. They are more expensive. Then we have explain a circumstance that may lead to use of crop tool in a word processing document. We have 2 marks. So let's just go and see that question. We have question number 11. Explain circumstance that may lead to the use of crop tool in a word processing document. In most cases, you may not probably use crop tool so much in Word, but the examiner here is asking the circumstance that would lead to use of crop tool. So, what are these circumstances? So, it is where you might need to manipulate or adjust the layout of text in a document, and where it's not a crop tool per se, you can achieve similar result using various formatting tools. So, in most cases, you can use crop tool in pictures when you are resizing or when you are removing unwanted parts of the picture. Then we have question number 12. This should be question number 12. Yes, this is question number 12. This is question number 11. Let's just correct that. This is question number 11. That is question number 11. Anyway, let's go to question number 12. State 3 benefits of distributed operating system. We have not been asked distributed processing, but the examiner is asking state 3 benefits of distributed operating system. So you must know what is a distributed operating system. So the first answer is resource sharing. One of the primary benefits is the efficient sharing of resources, such as printers and storage devices across the network. So when you have a shared operating system, you can share devices like printers and hard drives. Improved performance. Distribution of tasks and workload across multiple machines can lead to improved performance. It is called parallel processing. Parallel processing and distributed computing can result in faster execution of tasks and better response times for users. That is improved performance. Then we have increased reliability. Distributed systems are designed to be fault tolerant. If one machine or component fails, the system can continue to function with the remaining resources. This improves overall system reliability and availability. When you talk about fault tolerance, this is a situation whereby when one gadget fails, the others still work. Then we have scalability. Distributed operating systems are often more scalable than their centralized counterpart. As the demand for resources or processing power increases, additional machines can be added to the network to handle the load. That is scalability. You can add more machines when the work increases. Then we have enhanced communication. Distributed systems rely on effective communication between nodes. Nodes are the machines at the end of the systems or the networking. This can lead to improved communication protocols and techniques, fostering better collaboration and data sharing among different components. So here the key word is enhanced communication. Then we have load balancing. The distribution of tasks allows for load balancing across the network. Workload can be evenly distributed among machines, preventing any single machine from becoming a bottleneck. When you talk about a bottleneck in IT, this is a gadget or a device that consumes more power than necessary or than required. Then we can talk about geographical distribution. Distributed systems can span multiple geographical locations. You can talk about ATMs. Cost efficiency. Distributed, we have talked about cost, that is resource sharing. Resource sharing results to cost efficiency. You can use one printer having so many other computers. Then you can share the devices. You can also share storage devices, e.g. Hard drives. Also, you can talk about the flexibility and adaptability. Distributed operating systems are often more flexible and adaptable to changes in the system's architecture. Then, for the more answers there, guys, you can get the copy of the marking scheme. Then we have question number 13. You have question number 13. This is question number 13, guys. We have question number 13. Okay, question number 13 here. Question number 13. Question number 13 reads, the emergence of COVID-19 pandemic led to many organizations in Kenya to embrace teleworking. Teleworking is also called telecommuting approach. This is Form 4 ACT. State the meaning of teleworking, 1 mark. State 2 benefits that the organization gain from using teleworking or this approach. So guys, what are the expected answer as per the marking scheme? So, the teleworking, also known as telecommuting, refers to a work arrangement in which employees are allowed to work from a location other than the traditional office. Rather, we are talking about working from home. Instead of commuting to a physical workplace, teleworkers perform their job tasks remotely, often from their homes or other off-site locations. Telecommuting is facilitated by use of technology such as computers, internet connectivity, and communication tools, allowing employees to stay connected with their colleagues and perform their responsibilities without being physically present at office. What are the benefits of working from home? Key features of telecommuting. Number 1, it is a remote location. Teleworkers operate from a location outside the central office, providing them with flexibility regarding their work environment. Technology dependence. Telecommuting relies heavily on technology, including computers, internet access, virtual collaboration tools, and communication platforms to facilitate seamless connectivity and productivity. We can also talk about flexible work hours. Telecommuting often allows for flexible work hours. That's an advantage, giving employees the ability to manage their schedules within certain parameters, which can contribute to a better work-life balance. So here, we can talk about remote communication or remote working. We can talk about flexibility of working hours. You can work at your work. Then reduced commuting. One of the primary advantages of telecommuting is the elimination or reduction of commuting time and costs. Increased autonomy. Teleworkers may have a higher degree of autonomy in managing their tasks and schedules, as they are responsible for creating a conducive work environment and managing their time effectively. Enhanced work-life balance. Teleworking can contribute to better work-life balance by allowing employees to integrate work responsibilities with personal and family commitment more effectively. Also, you can talk about geographical flexibility. Teleworking enables organizations to tap into a broader talent pool, as employees may not be limited by geographical proximity to the physical office. So you can still work at home as you do your other family chores. Then we have the next question. Question number 14. State 2 advantages of using templates when creating documents in word processing. When you talk about a template, it is a pre-created example, like a certificate, like an invoice, something like a brochure that you just click and then edit. So, what are the 2 advantages of using templates in word processing? So, number 1 is consistency. Templates ensure a consistent look and feel across documents. By using a predefined styles, that is template, a template is a predefined style, fonts and formatting, you maintain a professional and cohesive appearance for all your documents, which is crucial for branding and communication. So it maintains consistency. Time saving. Templates save on time. That is self-explanatory. We have said a template is a predefined. It's a pre-created document that you just edit. If it's your name, you just type. It's logo, you just change. So it saves on time. The next point is standardization. Templates help establish standardized formats for different types of documents which within an organization. This ensures that specific guidelines such as company branding or document structure are consistent or standardized. Ease of use, that is self-explanatory. Also, it ensures professionalism. Also ensures branding and identity. Templates help maintain consistent brand identity in incorporating company logos, colors, and fonts. Also, efficient updates. You can easily update a template. Easy to access, accessibility. Easy to control the versions, that's version control. Compliance. It complies with the guidelines of the company. Also, it can help training and onboarding. Templates can be valuable tools for training onboarding. You can use a template to train your employees, which is easier rather than creating something from scratch. Question number 15, as we add section A, explain a circumstance that may lead to occurrence of each of the following errors in data processing. This is Form 3 second topic, data processing, types of errors. So we have truncation error and rounding error. We have 2 marks, 2 marks. So guys, here we have truncation error. Truncation error, which circumstance do you use it? A truncation error occurs when a mathematical operation or computation involves the omission or removal of certain digits from a numerical value. This often happens in a situation where precision is limited or when a value is truncated to a specific number of decimal places. An example, and we have an example here. So we have an example here. You see we have this number 0.123456. So I have truncated it to 0.12 because I just need precision. Rounding off. Rounding off errors occurs when a real number is approximated by a value within a limited number of significant figures. So that is that. Then guys, we head to section B. Section B, 60 marks. Answer question 16 and any other 3 from this section. Guys, never answer out of the question. The examiner has told you to answer question 16 and any other 3. Don't waste time. But don't skip question 16. It is compulsory. Only that the examiner has not said compulsory, but answer question 16. That is enough. State 2 common features of 4th generation programming languages, 2 marks. B, a student was advised to design a program before coding. State 4 reasons for this advice. The student was asked to design a program before coding. So state 4 reasons for this. So let's see the expected answer in this question. Number 1, state 2 common features of 4. The number 1 is high level abstraction. 4th generation languages provide a high level of abstraction, allowing developers to work with concepts closer to the problem domain rather than lower level details. That is declarative syntax. They often use a declarative syntax, specifying what needs to be done rather than how to do it. This makes the code more concise and easier to understand. That is declarative syntax. Then you have database connectivity. A strong emphasis on database operations and integration. Fourth generation languages are often used in development of database applications, and they provide built-in functionality for database queries, updates, and transactions. So the key word here is database connectivities. They also allow code generation. Automatic code generation is a common feature, reducing the need of manual coding. Developers specify the desired outcome, and the fourth generation generates the necessary code. Then we have rapid application development, that is RAD. Fourth generation languages are often associated with rapid application development tools, allowing quick prototyping and development of applications. This is achieved through features like visual programming interfaces and drag and drop functionalities. GUI development, they support graphical user interface. Also, they support natural language processing. Also, they support something we call cross-platform compatibility. That is cross-platform compatibility. They create softwares that can be used across. Then we have data manipulation and reporting. Strong support for data manipulation and reporting features. Also integration with the external systems. Also they support something we call event-driven programming. Also they support something called OOP. That is object-oriented programming principles. These ones are ranked in Form 3, the second last topic, principles of programming. Then we have a student who was advised to design a program before coding. State 4 reasons for this. Why do you think these students was told to, first of all, to design or write it down before coding? So number one is clarity of logic. Designing a program allows the developer to plan and organize the logic of the software before jumping into coding. This process helps in clarifying the overall structure and flow of the program. Then we also have error prevention and detection. That is self-explanatory. The student was told to, first of all, design to eradicate errors and to detect and to prevent errors. Then efficiency and resource optimization. Designing a program enables developers to plan the most efficient and optimized way to achieve the desired functionality. This includes considerations for algorithm choices, data structures, and overall system architecture. The next one is communication and collaboration. Program design serves as a blueprint for the development team and other stakeholders. It provides a common understanding of the software structure and functionality, making it easier for team members to collaborate effectively. That is self-explanatory. So it helps communication and collaboration. Where you have problems, you can ask your fellow programmers. Then we have the next question. In a computer game, a player is required to guess a winning number. If the number guessed is 10, the player is declared a winner and the game ends. If the number guessed is not 10, the player is notified to try again. When the number of trials exceeds 4, the player is notified and the game is terminated. Draw a flowchart to represent the algorithm of this game, 9 marks. So guys, what was supposed to be done here? So this is how the system starts. So the system should start, then ask the number of attempts, set the number of attempts to 0, then ask for the input to guess a number, then make a decision. Is the G here stands for the guess. Is the guess equal to 10? If yes, you are declared the winner and the system exists. If no, if the answer is no, then we have been told that the numbers will be increased, the guess should be increased. So the attempts is checked. The attempts is checked whether the guess now becomes 2 and the attempt is checked whether it is 4. If your attempts, number of attempts is 4, then the system exists. If the number of attempts is not no, then you are allowed to go for the second guess. So that the second guess now becomes 2, 3, 4, and it reaches 4 now the system exists. So this is the expected flowchart. But this doesn't mean that you cannot draw this flowchart using other methods. There are very many ways of killing a cat. Then we proceed to the next question, guys, to the next question. The next question is number 17. A web company offering e-learning services intends to hire a web administrator. This is Form 4 careers in ICT. So they intend to hire a web administrator. Explain 2 roles the personnel is expected to perform in the company. Rather, what are the roles of a web administrator? Then the next question is not related, so we first of all answer that. So the number one answer is web maintenance. The first role of a web administrator is web maintenance. Content management. He is or she is responsible for the content management of the website. Server management, that is the web server management. Remember, a website must be connected to a database, so he or she is also responsible for database management. That is checking, updating data, security implementation of the website, user account management. Remember, in a website like Facebook, you must create users. So very many a website will allow you to create users. So user, that is the work of the webmaster or the web administrator. Troubleshooting, in case there is a problem. To troubleshoot is to get problems and also support the website. Collaboration with the development team, and also monitoring analytics, knowing how many visitors, managing cookies. Also compliance and regulation, making sure that guys follow the rules, taking the backup, and also that is disaster recovery and management, and also training and documentation. He is responsible for training the internal staff of the organization. So for more scrutiny, you can get a copy of this marking scheme from me. Then we have Mundani Cooperative Society receives supplies of cereals from farmers. The data for the supplies made is accumulated for processing of payment every end of the month. Identify the data processing mode suitable for computing farmer payments. Remember here, we are talking about accumulating. The term here is to accumulate. Whenever you get the term accumulate, then there is what comes in your mind. Explain 2 advantages of the data processing mode identified in one above. This question is mother and child. That means that you must get the mother for you to get the child. Rather, you get everything wrong. So, what are the expected answers here? The answer is batch processing. Batch processing involves collecting and processing data in groups or batches at a specified interval. In this case, at the end of each month. Advantages: it handles lots of information efficiently. We have been told it accumulates, so it handles lots of data. It saves money. Batch processing saves money. You can, for example, you can employ an expert at the end of the term to come and process data. Then you pay at once, rather than employing somebody who you pay daily. Therefore, it saves on money. Does work on a schedule. That is self-explanatory. It does work on a schedule of 1 week, end month, half, quarterly, etc. Fixes mistakes better. Since you are collecting data, you can fix the mistakes in between before you process. Work faster with many tasks, that is true. Here we are talking about large data collected and processed at the end of the month. Looks at the past data, you can compare data. Reduces stress on the system, that is true. Can grow bigger. You can also borrow or rent equipment. If you don't have equipment for processing, you can borrow at the end of the month, use them, then return. So that is an advantage. It also saves money. Then the next question is figure 1 shows screenshot of a user interface in a computer. Study it to answer the question that follows. So we have figure 1. State the category of an operating system exhibited by this type of the user interface. This is Form 1 work. So here we have been told command prompt. So the answer is there, command line interface. The answer is also here, command prompt. You can just answer that. Then state, this type of operating system has become unpopular amongst computer users. State 3 reasons for this trend. It is asking disadvantages of command line interface. So, explain a circumstance under which the right button of a computer mouse can be used. Okay, if that one around. So here the answer is command line interface. So here the answer is just command line. It is command line interface. Then, why is command line unpopular? It is hard to learn, not easy to understand, difficult to find commands, easy to make mistakes, can be hard for some people, prefer clicking over typing. Many people prefer clicking other than typing. Different on each computer, that is true. Not good with pictures or videos. Seems complicated. Many like easy to use interface, that is the GUI. So there are millions of answers that you can give here. That is the disadvantages of command line interface. You can see it's hard to learn, difficult to memorize these things. You need to memorize a lot of commands. And why should you memorize? And there is a GUI interface. Then we have question number 18. Explain the meaning of each of the following terms as used in system development, integrated testing. Many students, if I were asked, should not have answered this question. This question seems somehow tougher, but if you had read extensively, that is, then probably you would have answered this. But this question is a distractor for me. Question 18. What is integrated testing and what is stress testing? Then we have what is usability testing. So, what are the answers? Integrated testing is a phase in software testing where individual components or modules of a system are combined and tested as a group. You see, it is integrated testing. So you combine several modules or components, then test them as one. What is the objective? It is to ensure that the integrated components work as expected and that the interfaces between them function correctly. Then we have stress testing. Stress testing involves evaluating a system or application's behavior under extreme conditions or beyond its normal operation capacity. You see, it is stress testing. So you are testing if so much data is given to this system, can it crash? Can it accommodate? Can it give errors? That is stress testing. The objective is to assess the system's stability and performance when there is heavy traffic. Then we have usability testing. This focuses on evaluating a system or software's application, user interface, and overall user experience. It involves assessing how easily user can interact with the system, perform tasks, and achieve their goals. So the objective is to ensure that the system is user-friendly. That is that. Then we have state 3 activities carried out in each of the following. We have analysis phase and design phase. So analysis phase, we have requirement gathering, we have data modeling, we have user case development. In design phase, we have system architecture design and user interface design. Guys, as I have said, this question need a student who had read extensively and beyond the box, that is outside the box. This question, if I were you, I would have escaped this question. Then we have database design is part of it. Distinguish between user manual and reference manual as used in system development. Guys, questions of system developments are not easy. They require a lot of extensive reading and research. So we have user manual. we have user manual. We can just check on that. User manual. I don't know what is this. Distinguish between, that is part C, distinguish between user manual and reference manual as used in system development. So user manual, the primary purpose of user manual is to guide the end users in effectively interacting within a system. So it is about the audience. Then you have the reference. A reference manual, on the other hand, is designed to provide comprehensive technical details about the system or the software. This one are for the operators. Then we have question number 19. Figure 2, this is figure 2 as you can see, shows the transmission of data in a computer network. Study it to answer the questions that follow. So we have the satellite in the space, we have downlink, we have uplink, we have the source ground station, we have the destination station. So the examiner wants you to have the uplink, X, downlink, Z, a source ground station, W. So you can rename them, you get 2 marks. Then explain 2 reasons why a school in a remote location may adopt satellite technology or this technology. We have already known it is satellite technology. So the answers are geographical isolation, we have limited infrastructure development, we have rapid deployment, flexibility and scalability, and also we have reliability, global coverage, we have education opportunities, that is internet connectivity via the satellite, will give you more educational materials. It can be used for emergency communication, community development, and also cost-effective solutions. So guys, for you to scrutinize more answers on this marking scheme, you can get it from me. Then convert 70.25, this is in decimal to binary. So you continuously divide by 2. If it is divisible by 2, the remainder becomes 0. If it is not divisible by 2, the remainder becomes 1. Then you read the answers from bottom up. Read the remainders from bottom up. So the answer is this one. That is the answer as given there. This is the procedure. I have shown you how to go about that. Then you have using tools complement, subtract this minus this one. So that one, the answer becomes 21 in binary. So the answer is this one here. For more this one, you can watch more of my tutorials on binary arithmetic. Our last question, question number 20. Remember guys, we have agreed you are not supposed to answer all the questions. Just go through the questions and choose the best questions that suit you. State the meaning of each of the following terms as used in spreadsheet. Cell, chart. When you talk about a cell, it is an interconnection of column where the column intercepts a row. That's where a cell becomes. So a cell is the basic unit of spreadsheet where you can enter and manipulate data. Somebody may say that. Somebody else may say it is an intersection between a column and a row. Somebody else may draw a cell. Chart. A chart is a graphical representation of data. You can also talk about a graph. State 2 differences between function and a formula in spreadsheet. When you talk about a formula is a mathematical expression that solves a problem. Whereas a function is a user-defined formula. They use key terms like sum, average, if, VLOOKUP, DLOOKUP, product, quotient, etc. Question B. State 4 activities performed on the internet that may lead to degradation. What is the meaning of degradation in our society? Degradation. Degradation means what? Deprivation, ruin. You can see humiliation. So we have cyberbullying. You know cyberbullying. The internet provides platform for individuals to engage in bullying behavior, which can have severe consequences for mental health. That is cyberbullying. Spread of misinformation. Yeah. Somebody may spread information. Like somebody may say that KCSE results will be released in the afternoon in Facebook. That is misinformation. Everybody will now start spreading the rumors, and the information is wrong, misinformation. Online hate speech, yeah, that one is self-explanatory. Somebody may use online hate speech, cybercrime. We have cybercrime, hacking, cracking, spread of viruses, online harassment. To some extent, it can be cyberbullying. We also have something like social engineering, addiction or dependency, privacy violation. Somebody may spread your private information certificates in the internet. We have radicalization. We have digital divide. We have echo chambers and polarization. You can have this marking scheme to read and scrutinize more. Then guys, we have the next question. Mawingo intends to replace a processor in his home computer. You know what is a processor? It is the CPU, in other words. State two functions he should consider before the replacement. So before you replace your processor, you must see the socket. Remember, we have DDR1, DDR2, such. So different processors have different sockets. They have different teeth in quotes. So you have to check the socket. You must also check compatibility with the motherboard and the chipset. Compatibility means whether the motherboard or the socket will really work with the memory you bring. Then we have Speedy Limited, an agency company, intends to offer booking services on behalf of a tour company or tour companies through an online system. Number one, state 3 reasons why the agency should have their database management system linked to the online system. So the answers are simple. Number one is real-time access of information. We need to have real-time information. When somebody books, he should get the receipt immediately. He should get response immediately. That is real time. Number two, improved collaboration and communication. Communication should be instant, not waiting for hours for replies. Enhanced data accuracy and consistency. Data that should be there. If I pay 1,000, then the receipt should read I have paid 1,000. That is data accuracy. Then we can also talk about increased accessibility. Online, when we go online, guys, we become more accessible. Rather than me traveling from one town to the other for services, I can just get the services online. Then you can talk about efficiency reporting and analytics. This is easier for decision making for the organization. Streamlined processes and workflows. You can talk about customer service improvement. You can talk about scalability. We said here you can add more gadgets as work becomes more. Data is secure. You can also take backup. Also, we can talk about cost efficiency, whereby instead of using so many gadgets, when you are online, resources are shared. Explain 2 reasons why the online system may be preferred by the agency. So these are the advantages. We have accessibility. It's just like the examiner has repeated the same question. We have real-time collaboration, accessibility, scalability, automatic updates, cost efficiency. We have a reduced IT burden. We have data security. We also have disaster recovery and backup management, cross-platform compatibility. We can talk about faster implementation, automatic data synchronization. We can also talk about improved customer service. Guys, this marking scheme is available for you. Remember, my purpose here is to make sure that every student understands and gets the skills in computer studies as it goes. For you guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. Remember to share this channel of mine with your friends so that they can also run more and more. Guys, I'll be doing paper 2 and paper 3, so make sure you come back to my channel. Thank you very much. God bless you.